welcome back for more games of the Kiev Major European Qualifier. We are here with Lions and alternate attacks, and I'm here with Odie Pixel as we are ready to see if Alliance can continue their dominating streak. And saying that, I do know that they lost their previous game against Elements. Owen.
They did, and alternate attacks, they are still yet to win a game, aren't they, unfortunately?
Yes, they have not. Like, alternate attacks is one of the games, or rather one of the teams that is already out. Now, I talked to CCC, and the question was, you know, when you're out, do you try less hard? Do you try hard? What happens when you're out and you still are playing games? And he basically said, well, you try harder because you want to be the gatekeeper. You want to be the one that stops other people from going through as well.
Yeah, for sure. I can certainly see that, yeah. I don't think we are going to see any teams kind of lay back and do anything different. I mean, they mean business. And they do open with a slightly uncharacteristic pick. The Ursa as first pick is I'm not a fan of it, I'll be honest.
All right.
And I don't think a lot of people will be. It's very strange to put your eggs in the Ursa basket straight away. Alliance in response, you know, the Centaur and Dazzle opening. Alternatives do have the Slider and Disruptor with the Ursa, you know, obviously two heroes that are very nice for allowing the Ursa to get the damage out and find the control to allow him the time to do so.
Yeah.
But
it's still Ursa.
Yeah, and Alliance are going to have this whole draft to really consider that Ursa pick and pick heroes that are going to make his life quite hard. And
like Pudge?
I mean, it's
you can ult out of the Dismember.
Only once you have the Aghanims.
Yes.
And I don't think we've really seen Ursa build Aghanims.
Alliance's turn to pick.
That much, you know, because it just means your damage is not going to be there.
Yeah, you wouldn't build it first regardless. So, in a way, Pudge is definitely a counter to him.
It's an annoyance for Ursa, for sure.
Yeah.
But definitely more so the Dazzle and the Centaur are the big ones that are going to cause issues with the Stampede, taking people away from
5 seconds remaining.
Ursa's Claws, and Dazzle, making Ursa stick around that little bit longer to actually finish off a kill.
Reserve time.
The boosted armor from Weave is certainly going to be annoying as well. Alternate attacks with the Timbersaw pick. Very good against the Centaur and the Pudge. You've got those two strength heroes that you are going to be able to burst down. But also in return, both of those heroes do have a form of control, whether it be the Who Stomp or the Dismember.
Team ban.
And Alliance getting the 4th pick, Ember, very strong hero. We're still seeing a lot of popularity around, and a hero that sometimes gets forgotten about, like it was so far in this draft. You know, not touched upon on any of the bans.
10 seconds
so far,
remaining.
Team Alternate Attacks, they
5 seconds
don't have
remaining.
a lot of cohesion in their draft.
What do you mean?
I do like the Slider and the Disruptor together.
Yeah, and that with the Ursa is good. It's good. It's good. They've got synergy.
Right.
They've got synergy.
You feel like that's enough? Also with the Timbersaw?
Oh, I still don't like the fact that they open with Ursa, but we'll see what they pick up as something 5th. Maybe it'll be a little bit of a surprise pick to catch Alliance off guard. But the 5th ban from Alternate, looking at Alliance's lineup, likely that they are missing that Loader hero as
Alliance's turn
even though Loader
to
by all means Alliance style, they could run that center in the safe lane. It is most likely to be Jonas and Fan on the offlane position.
Yes.
And Loader still yet to hit his hero. And I wonder what Loader could
10 seconds remaining.
be thinking about playing this game. I wonder if potentially a life
5
stealer.
seconds remaining.
Instead of Alliance, at least you won't get glimpsed.
I mean, to be fair, alternate attacks themselves could play
Reserve
the
time.
life stealer if they wanted to put the. I don't know if I guess can you do the Ursa mid against the Ember? That might be a bit tricky. But maybe alternate attacks do something like that themselves. But yeah, life stealer's still there in the mix. I think the Weaver was a smart ban from alternate. Definitely something that Alliance could have thought about picking up for Loader.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see what they want.
And they got plenty of time to think about it. If
5
they
seconds remaining.
into their bonus time still.
Reserve time.
They could even go for something like a Gyrocopter themselves.
Luna.
And I go for Luna. So that would
Okay,
be Loda's
that's the
heroes,
push.
another
Radiant
classic
team pick.
form, and the push indeed, as that was maybe something that they were slightly lacking. Alternate attacks, what are they lacking is the question. Is a mid hero, depending on if Timber is going mid, if they want to have I mean, there's
10
some options.
seconds remaining.
I don't like...
I don't know if they
mid.
want to put Timber mid against the Ember. I think
5
it's...
seconds
They
remaining.
They'll
probably
keep
wanna
that in the
have
off lane.
Yeah, different hero altogether. Have the Slardar as support as well.
Reserve
Support
time.
position. There's a safe lane for exotic deer.
Yeah, it does look like we're looking for that mid lane for alternate.
Which heroes lane properly against Ember Spirit? Which heroes come to mind?
I mean, Ember is very strong in that mid lane.
OD.
Invoker obviously banned out. Shadow Fiend would have been certainly an option that they would look for and would have worked nicely with the Slardar, but obviously Alliance realised that with the ban. It definitely feels like limited options here for alternate.
Is OD an option?
I think OD is always good.
Is that because it's your namesake?
No. It's good. For both reasons.
Oh.
We'll see. 20 seconds left. Alternate. What are they going to bring? Is this, no, this isn't Alternate's last game, is it? They've still...
Alternate attacks.
They've got the Gloria
after this
playing.
one.
They've got to play.
10
They've
seconds
got to play
remaining.
Secret and Beam Boys. I want to say.
They have to play
5
Secret
seconds
and
remaining.
Pro Dota.
Oh, Brodo. Oh, there you go.
And that is the OD.
It is the OD indeed, as you mentioned, and yeah, one of the better options that was left for sure, and something that can play kind of nicely around like the Pudge and the Dazzle. You've got that way, saving someone from Dismember. You can play around the shallow grave saves by getting the Astral halfway through, so when the shallow grave is off, that's going to be before the burst damage the Astral comes in, and you can still get the kill. So, in terms of that pick, I think it's nice, but I still have my doubts about the Ursa, and this is still definitely a game where Alliance are coming in as the stronger side.
I would say so as well, and yeah, that is by draft as well as by just purely results as alternate attacks. They haven't gotten a single win in, and you know the game that I saw them almost win was a game they had against Beam Boys, and they came so close. They should have won that game in like 25 minutes, and then one fight, and then they throw a couple of fights, and then they throw it all away. Granted, Bean Boys did play that really well as well. They anticipated on those moments of weakness of alternate attacks, but those moments of weakness were still there. So we'll see if they can still get a win on board, or if they're going to continue on with the 0-0 so far. 0-4 rather, not 0-0. Or 0-5 right now?
No, 0-6 at the moment, I think.
0-6!
0-6, so this would be the 0-7.
That is very unfortunate for them, indeed. Well, we'll see. We'll have Elisash on the Disruptor, Castor on Slardar, Ruby Double G on the Timber Sun, Nisha on the Outworld Devourer, and Exotic Deer indeed on that Ursa Bear. On the side of Alliance, we got the Centaur by Jonathan Fan, EGM on the Dazzle, Loda. We'll be playing Luna. Oh, I like that Luna set. He's all purple and things. Limp on his Ember Spirit, and Hanskin on his Pudge, rather. Close enough. Why is he purple? Look at the colorful set that Luna has. It's because that thing is gold.
Oh, it's a pretty cool hat piece he's got.
It is, isn't it?
Blue is away.
What?
Why? Come on, Disruptor. Why? Where have you gone? The face palms come out from EGM. Indeed.
Well, they were the ones to pause first. Right?
Oh, Loader bringing out the rule book. Here we go, boys. Time to get the drama out. I mean, he's kind of right. I mean, why would you start a game and then... Sorry, lads, he's away. Come on, these are official games, boys. Let's keep it clean.
Oh, great. All
Let's
right.
not mess around.
There are so many professional teams that every time the draft is done, they pause.
No, true, but this guy, Double G has literally said blue is away. You know what I mean? I don't think... Normally they pause for hotkeys or something.
Well, nobody they pause and they don't say anything. That's the thing. At least these guys are decent enough to say why.
True.
It might be a stupid reason.
There we go. Blue's back. He's back in. The rulebook gets placed back down by Loader, and Loader is ready to play some Dota 2. As we get ourselves on and in.
Alright. So in terms of lanes, I don't think we're going to see anything really exception. Seriously? Alright, this is funny. Both of the offlaners, or both of these two, just saw each other.
Oh,
So
look, an apology there from Disruptor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you that you had to wait.
Oh, look at that.
And then
Loda
it's
accepts it.
okay. Oh, let's all hug and have kisses. It's happy times here, boys, with Alliance versus Alternate.
Probably only until the horn sounds, though, because that's when the bloodbath might ensue. Depending on if people are going to be aggressive. We do have Timberstone Slardar on the lookout to see if anybody comes. Yeah, and they knew that word was there, so they'll counter that. 100 extra gold.
30 seconds to battle.
I do think that the observer ward in top lane will be attempted to be removed, but I don't think, like, normally you place a sentry around there.
Yeah, I don't know if
and then that
if Alternate will necessarily be aware that that one exists.
Well, they saw the Pudge moving back once he placed the word, so they saw him moving that way.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, they did. And okay, it's just Pudge pinging that. Yeah, we'll see if they do reward this one, Alternate.
If they have the goal to get sentries, because right now the only sentry that they have, I believe, is on the Disruptor. I don't think that.
He's heading over there.
Middle to place a sentry there.
Oh, okay.
There's a ward on the high ground, which there's not. Interesting. Ooh, sneaky times.
No, Hans
Hans
getting
get an EGM. They're ready.
Yeah, see if they can set something up here. Who are they going to be able to catch out? Yet to skill the. I mean, I wonder if Hans can. If he sees an option, will go for the level 1 hook if he feels he can get a kill off the back of it. But with these two, I'll see what he does decide to do. So
He wants to run up and then just go.
I mean, if they poison touch with the dazzle, they could certainly try and go for something. And they got the rot skill, but Hanskin actually taking a heavy amount of damage himself. He's got to be careful.
He's got to be really careful there. Now they go for W still, but he's doing a lot of damage here. He comes across as well up on 2. This might just be a turn on the grave. Still comes out up on EGM himself, and now Lisa here. It looks like it will fall, and it will be EGM.
Alliance.
3. We're at 2 dead instead of Alliance.
Whoa, that was just a shambles from Alliance on the top lane. Double kill for Slardar.
I thought everybody was going to have hugs and kisses, so what went wrong? Pudge tried to go in for the hug, but he just
I think they just underestimated the amount of damage that G would do with this whirling death. Standing by the tree lines, Timberstone just cut them down.
Maybe they weren't expecting him to get that level 1 because normally
Well, I don't. Normally you haven't skilled until the situation arises, and obviously, Double G at that point would have been like, "Right, Whirling Death's going to do a hell of a lot of work there." I guess as well, to be fair, they maybe didn't expect the quick reaction of Disruptor to head up to the top lane as well.
Yeah, he was there when needed, for sure. Look at the harassment on Loda. He still has 1 tangle, but that's it. He can get some tangles from the Dazzle. Hanskin has got 1 left to give him as well, but he has to be very careful. So all of a sudden you got an aggressive trialing going on here. That means that Exotic here is solo against the Sentinel. I think that's really good for Sentinel, isn't it?
This bottom lane, I think Ursa's fine here. If Ursa can keep the Fury Swipe stacks on Centaur, Unison fan has to be careful. As you can see now, he's been forced to back away. So, 1v1, if you're melee against Ursa, it's not always fun in games. I mean, he shouldn't die, but at the same time, it could potentially be hard for the Unison fan to find the gold from the lane.
Alright. The mid lane, OD against the Ember Spirit. So far, in terms of last hits, it is fairly in favor of the OD. Is it going to change at some point, you think?
I think OD should certainly have the easier time at the start. A rotation in could maybe set up a kill.
Into Crush. Pudge, it has a bit of a problem there. Timbersaw will get the last hit on that. We don't need any words to get those kills here. Another Crush. I'm not sure if Kasur should be there. He's in a little bit deep there. He'll run away. He'll be okay. In the meantime, Luna is full on life again. He's got a lot of mana there to use as well.
But he's not getting a lot of CS at all, Loda. 5 for 2 because of the pressure that's been put on this lane by Alternate. It's a really, really good start for Alternate. Top lane is going amazing. Mid lane.
Mid lane is not going too amazing right now because the Centaur came in with the haste here and the Astral was used aggressively and he's going to pay for that. Rush comes in still. Is it 1-2? Now, can't this really make anything happen in return? I don't think so. And with the self on Limp, he will be okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what Alliance needed. As I said, the OD's going to have the better time in lane until the gank comes through.
And with Slardar moving to the mid lane, Alliance knew that they could get something off top and get the kill on the Disruptor. get the hook going, and there is nobody there to crush and save him as Slardar was already made.
Yeah, Alliance starting to rectify the mistakes that they made early on and outmaneuver the side of ATN. And Exotic Deer is getting this entirely free lane down bottom.
Yeah, that is still very risky. Farming Ursa, he will be a nuisance later on for Alliance for sure, as Limp hopes to get his rune, but this is such a bait. They really want to get him.
Oh, and they're gonna find him.
The hook is the safety, perhaps. Is there a glimpse available? The range is only level 1. Glimpse, the range might not be enough. They don't have the vision anymore either, so they decide to go on the punch set. Another crush coming out. There's the glimpse on the punch into the hands of Nisha. Nisha's got a lot of damage. Can Hanskin deny himself to the Roshan? I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna get a chance. He will drop his head, deny himself either.
And
At least he saves Ember Spirit.
yeah, it's sure for sure, but Hanskin is just having a tough time on this punch. He's already gone down 3 times this game.
Yeah, none of you said that nice. That is actual kills as Centaur goes back to the bottom.
Away from there.
Can he do a lot? No, he can't. He's just gonna get the experience.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
really good though, getting those levels. Ursa can harass him, but he can't harass him out of the lane.
Yeah, it kind of works both ways. There's no way that Ursa's going to die to this.
Unless there's a lot of mistakes made, but yeah, in theory, sure. Yeah. Interesting one to follow. See what he goes for first. We have that Disruptor teleporting mid, places that ward. Seeing the punch coming in with that as well. It's too late though, and OD will defensively present himself. Rush available, up on 2, Dazzle and Punch, both here. Nisha still in a lot of trouble. He'll still end up dying. Will he get a return soul? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Nice hard dodge. Couldn't get a hook further south, and he would have hooked his own creep.
Now, prioritizing killing this OD in the mid lane is certainly going to help out Alliance. They've managed to sort of take him down a couple of times now. That's going to give Limp the chance to catch back up in terms of farm.
Yeah, another one who's going to catch up on farm is Loda. He's sitting on 22 last hits.
Yeah, he's already making a good bit of recovery.
Yeah,
he's obviously just nowhere near on the same page as this Ursa. Exotic Deer has just had a perfect time down on the spawning lane. And Yonosafan has to be careful. I mean, okay, no, he's level 6 now.
No,
he's got the Stampede
Are
there.
you sure? He's going to get crushed though. They are having a glimpse available to him as well. The crush will miss the Stampede. Will be enough. Or will it? Hello, glimpse in the crush. The crush is a little bit earlier. Stuff is still there. Couple of hits needed. It's still enough to take him down, but if the punch gets the trade on the Slardar. Still a trade that is worthy for alternate effects, I would imagine.
Yep, getting Exotic Deer the kill. It's going to move on to have a happier and happier time. He'll have the mask ready for the lifesteal. And his self-sustaining lane is going to be perfect. He's always going to be at full health. So Alliance are going to need to send a lot more than just 2 heroes down if they want to try and find a kill. Top lane. Loda just getting pressured back by Double G.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Loda?
Oh, the Grave gets stopped.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the crush. Kasor right on time, right on point. Now the Grave is there. Can Dazzle teleport out? Don't think he gets safety by Hanskin, but the sprint is on and the chase is there. The Grave will cool down and Dazzle dies. Hanskin.
ATN,
they're on fire. They're like, we're out already. We have all the burdens lifted from our shoulders, and we're just gonna have fun in the game of Dota.
Oh, okay, now they're gonna both die.
Well, maybe they're not gonna have that much fun right now. They lose the starter. Maybe Double G can get himself out. He's got a Timber chain up again, looking for a tree. Finds one. Is it flying up away? Nope, it is not. And Loda gets the last hit with the.
I mean, it seems like ATN, they're a team with potential because they make these good plays, but then they stick around and the opponents punch them back down just a little bit harder than they were taking down themselves. Again, load that double kill. So focus I feel is going to be on the action that Exotic Deer can pull out once he has his blink. And when you're playing Ursa, it's very much a hero that you need to constantly be on top. And another potential attempt at a kill, but they do have the Stampede. And Glimpse was, of course, already used for the initial setup, so no further follow-up.
Yeah, Glimpse also used for the Disruptor to keep himself safe so that he can slip. Ooh. Smoke usage on the Timber Saw and the Slardar. Disruptor didn't get clipped by that though, so he is not part of the ganking party. Can they find some? Do you think they have enough to kill the Luna.
Oh yeah, 2 of them can definitely kill the Luna. Easily. They've got burst on WG. They just need to get the initial crush. And they should be able to have the damage with them in the tree line.
Yep.
Unless there's backup in time.
No, there was backup, but it's the wrong target, so Double G still can take down that Luna.
Now, ideally they needed EGM, but it seems like EGM's got his work cut out here in the middle lane. He'll grave himself. And looks like that will keep him alive. Limp, see if he can get in and close to finish off Nisha, but is it going to be the case? But yeah, Ludo, he really needs EGM in a situation like that. There's not really going to be anyone else that can save him. Maybe if Hansken did manage to hook him, would have kept him alive, but it's, you know, it's a tough game for Hansken.
You know, sometimes when you have younger teams, like inexperienced teams, compared to all the teams, when you have a lot of skirmishes earlier on, then sure the inexperienced team can have more kills, but normally still the more experienced teams will have more farm overall. This time, the higher net worth goes away.
Oh!
Ooh, the timber chain out of the hook. Nice done.
Very nice from
Very
Double G.
But the net worth overall is in favor of alternate attacks. They're doing very well, mainly thanks to that Ursa, of course, free farming. Ursa is also going for the Roshan. Ursa fan.
Oh!
Round it out. Moves up going.
They maybe has to kill you some fan here. Damage, and yeah, he's gone.
Okay. That is a Roshan alternate attack with the sword. He's got the amplified damage going on the punch. This is should be enough for a kill as well. There's a crush available if they want. Let's see if he can deny it. No, he cannot. He didn't have time to turn this run here. Ages and alternate attacks are just crushing this laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, this game, if you look at the records beforehand, I did not expect to see something like this. Alternate attacks. Just making, overall, the superior moves. We're seeing some good moves from Alliance as well, but there's a lot of things going in favor of alternate coming out of the laning stage.
What do you think we can credit for that? Is that just the good rotations that Double G, that alternate attacks have been doing? Oh, jeez, Jones. He has to use Stampede defensively again.
I've just got to be careful of the damage that Double G can offer. And already bring down the seal onto half health. They're keeping the pressure up on that top lane again. But I think a lot of it's down to really the Slardar. I mean, Kakor has consistently been in the situations to turn things around with the crush and to kick things off with time and time again multiple heroes being caught out by him.
Especially in combination with the glimpse as well. And
Yeah, him and Disrupt. It's the support duo that's worked really nicely in these first stages.
Doing some massive work. The question is, how does Alliance answer to this? How do they respond? Can they make some plays of their own? They do have a punch, which is considered a very aggressive 4. Heavy roaming.
I think overall it's still okay for Alliance, because even though alternate attacks are doing really well off the laning stage, they don't really have any ways to hit towers. Yeah. And Alliance they certainly do with the Luna.
Yes.
So this is a game that I would deem very throwable for alternate, which I think is the case with a lot of times that Ursa gets drafted. You know, where you may have this fantastic start, you win the lane,
Yeah,
you get the kills.
Stuff, but after that, just kind of falls.
Yeah, if he gets in one bad situation, throws away his life, suddenly they get a nice gold swing on Alliance, and suddenly they're pushing down the lanes and taking much more objectives than you were able to do whilst you had the steering wheel on the game.
Oh, this Slardar might be in a little bit of trouble. We have 4 people gathering on bottom lane. Kasor is being very careful. Nobody's shown no, and there is a punch right there.
In mid lane, they look to try and catch out the Ember Spirit, but quick reactions. Saving Limp from the 3-man gank. And yeah, bottom lane, they're not going to want to do anything about this AGN. They've just got to let this guy. It's pointless fighting around this area of the map. In the situation.
Oh, they scan. They know he's there.
They do, then they're a little scared, Alliance. They don't actually want to come hunting for it. They respect the fact that alternate could be there waiting ready to fight.
No,
I guess there's only a couple revealed in the mid lane. So yeah, after scanning a successful hit, they're being careful about how they move around this part. Now they're coming back over now that they've seen the reveal of heroes in the mid lane. So they know that if someone's here, they're all alone. They found him. no, nicely done how safe that was from Alliance. Just not going
Not straight away.
brainlessly in,
Wait.
just waiting to see the situation across the map before checking out for the opportunity of a free kill.
Are fortified.
Indeed, they are not going to defend a tier 1, but things, speaking of free kills, a free gold over the hook, gets the Ursa nonetheless.
Radiant's bottom
Still
tower
goes down,
is
but
under
at least
attack.
Exotic Deer is not the one getting the last hit. Of course, he still has that Aegis, so
Dazzle
it wouldn't be
looking
too
fine.
bad for him to try and force that fight. He kind of wants to. That's what the Ursa is all about right now.
Yeah, they might be able to find Jonas some fan, but he does have the Stampede in the blink,
Radiant's
so it could be a tricky
bottom
hero
tower
to
is
jump
under
on, and indeed already just blinks out immediately. Make sure
They don't have the Slaughter though, and I know
Nisha
Slaughter needs to have the blink dagger.
has the invis and immediately moving into set up onto EGM. And that's suddenly going to be a dead dazzle with the static storm out.
Oh, do you feel like that was overkill for a dazzle? I mean, static storm there as well.
I mean, I don't, maybe a little. He could have. Well, no, even the cast animation of Grave, he wouldn't have got a chance to do so. I don't know. They just want to kill people at ATN. But you're right. Maybe not optimal.
Oh, looks like a sorry. Better buy your blink right now, otherwise you are in trouble. In comes the Luna as well as Hanskin. Is the blink being bought right now? Yes, it is. He gets it. He will end up dropping here with one more final punch.
To the black seas.
But at least he spent his gold.
Infinity.
That was the reason that he was off by himself to begin with. He also had the Midas. He has a Midas. He has a Midas harder. I mean, go back for that. Is that really the case? Is it really necessary?
No, I think it's pretty much become the norm now. I feel a lot of Slardars do this. It's just that as a hero, you need the blink, and then anything else is kind of just sweeps on top lane. Yeah, just get the Bloodstone Suicide. It's pretty nice considering they sent 4 heroes up for that.
Yep. OD is in the meantime mid. He had an okay time middle. He went for the minus as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The top lane, they have got that lane ward. They know the Dazzle's around here as well.
Dire's middle tower
The
is under
Centaur
attack.
is there indeed. Yes.
Radiant's bottom tower
Jonas from
is
Fang
under attack.
or anything else. Straight TP out. Get some. Well, I asked him to jump maybe some bashes, but he didn't even skill the bash yet. 2 kills. Quick and clean alternate attacks.
Illusion.
Alright, so bottom tier 1 is the last one standing on the side of Alliance. In terms of tier 1s, perhaps that is where alternate attacks will surely with this lineup they have to continue keeping up the pressure. They can't really allow Alliance to catch up on farm. But they can't not allow Loda to catch up on farm.
Yeah, it's always, as I said, it's always going to be hard with this Ursa, even though ATN have found kills, to actually transition it into big pushes, into high ground breaking, and eventually into the win. As Alliance just have a much easier route of execution, as long as they don't get totally destroyed. And, alternate attacks are doing their best to try and make that happen.
Yeah.
But Alliance is still getting their items. You've got boosted travel now, as well as the Veil on Limp. Loda is pretty much on par with the farm of the Ursa, which is impressive considering that Ursa in the laning stage pretty much had double the CS of the Luna. And it really is when it starts to get worrying, I feel, for ATN. You really need to find huge amounts with the Ursa, and they're finding a lot, but I still don't think it's going to be enough.
We'll see what Alliance can do with this smoke there. They're looking for the Timber Saw. They don't have the Ember, but they have a blink on the Centaur and they want to use it. And they want to use it wisely. And nobody there on top lane, so this smoke is going to run out and be wasted. Unfortunately for them. Oh, I guess not entirely wasted. They did get a nice ward out
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
at the high ground.
Dire's
Shot from the Radiant
structures
team.
are fortified.
That might still be enough to make something happen in the meantime. On the bottom lane, we've got a push going on for Exotic Deer and Nisha trying to take down that tier 1 tower. Nobody's coming to defend that from Alliance. And the Fortify is on cooldown, so
Dire's
they
bottom
won't have
tower
that
is
either.
under attack.
Exotic Deer gets the
Dire's
last
bottom
turn.
tower has fallen.
Push on Alliance for the tier 1 top. There's 2 people defending already. Sentry ward is there. Oh, the sentry ward is rather is
Radiant's
there.
top
Okay, so
tower
it does
is under
actually scout
attack.
the observer ward.
Dire's bottom tower
Apparently just
is under attack.
presence there of the Timber Saw and the Disruptor is enough to stop Alliance from trying to go for anything, but you can see what Alliance are doing. They want to make sure that they get as much out of the lanes as possible, trying to keep themselves safe from getting ganked. So they lay down a siege. Just overall, avoiding fights, avoiding enemies, while keeping their lanes pushed out. That's the name of the game right now. It's a very long game.
We'll see who gets the next jump on who. But yeah, this kind of passiveness is certainly favouring that of Alliance.
Is under attack.
Double G. Well, that's the backup, and HTN will look to take down the tier 2 on the top lane. Alliance themselves, they could just go for the tier 2 push and return. They have the full 5-man down there. Moving over to ATN to half the map. ATN get the tower. And Alliance now moving into position for it, but not bringing Loader with them. Loader still keeping himself back, has yet to finish with the Manta style. And in fact, with TP's in, ATN are going to be able to stop Alliance from finding the tower. So ATN finding something in Alliance, not really getting any sort of trade.
Yeah, it seemed to be we're falling into a law of the game that is fairly typical for an Alliance game, where if their lanes don't go the way that they want them to, they are so skilled at making sure that they don't have any further casualties. They're so good at stopping the bleeding. And right now, alternate attacks, their whole strategy revolves around trying to get those kills, trying to make Alliance bleed. But
the wind carries me.
This is where Alliance
Ember Street
is, I think, unparalleled.
now rekindled.
Trying to just evade the enemy and only fight when they really want to. They're definitely doing a good job at it now.
Yeah, Loader very close to having completed Manta style. He's nearly on par with the OD at the top of this game. Which, again, as I said, is very good considering the pace that ATN tried to force earlier. But yeah, ATN, they really need to get something done. They have a Bastion on the Ursa. They want to utilize him to fight. Now Maelstrom comes out for Ember. So Limp is going to be even more of a threat in these team fights. Veil and the Maelstrom at the ready. A lot of magical bursts.
Careful, Nisha. You've got some hate on your back. Oh, nice blink.
And they've gone the wrong way.
They have gone the wrong
They
way.
didn't expect that. Nisha with the aggressive link forward onto Alliance's half of the map.
Radiant's middle tower
Very
is
nice.
under attack.
Gets
That
himself out of
is
there.
some good plays there in terms of evading fights.
Dire's
Nisha
bottom
pretty good
tower
there as
is
well.
under attack.
It was a kill that Alliance really needed, really wanted. Ursa will take down the Aegis, so again, Alliance falling short.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Now, is this enough to breach high ground or to get another dent into Alliance's posture?
I don't know, the high ground push is really going to be the hard challenge for ATN.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. You got Yenis and Fan. Maybe see if you can skip the creep wave mid.
He's just waiting for the right
Dire's
time.
middle tower is under attack.
That just means that for alternate attacks, they really have to keep this creeper that they have safe if they want to continue pushing, but looks like they're not able to do that. That creep wave does end up dead indeed. Drawn comes out from
Dire's
the
middle
sword.
tower is under attack.
Maybe rotating to the bottom lane if he wants to.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They're
attack.
definitely not going to get this tower right now. They do still have that one range creep. Is this... do they really want? Do you want to try and go for the range creep with this? Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Wanna
it could
try
be.
and go for the tower. It's
They
enough.
should be able to take the tower down.
Nisha will have to take the tower, but if they really want this, Ursa's going for the instead. Gotta be fast. There you go.
Dire's
Gets
middle
it.
tower has fallen.
In the meantime,
Radiant's
bottom
bottom tower is under attack.
tower is going down as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Slowly though. Lim doesn't have a lot of pushing power in himself. The pushing power of Alliance is in Luna.
And Loader at the moment just making sure that he gets those items. He's looking for the
Radiant's
BKB.
bottom tower is under attack.
And of course, very much a requirement against the Timber, the OD and the Disruptor. The Ursa is still a potential issue if he gets his hands on the Luna, but he's got a fair bit of armor, 19 armor built up from the stats and such as of this moment in time. And as you said, Alliance is being very careful with which situations they get caught in.
Aghanim's next for Jonas and Fan. I like that Jonas and Fan has been able to find a lot of farm in the Radiance jungle, not a typical place where you would farm at this stage of the game, considering oh, that's a hook on the Timber Saw, but a crash coming in from Castor. Up on 2, is there enough damage to take him down? Luna coming in, has got a clips available if he really wants to. Tries to chase down this Centaur, force him to safety. Lives back into the static storm. The hoof sub doesn't hit anybody in the meantime. Ursa moving forward, looking for targets, but Alliance, they're not dropping anybody just yet. Maybe Jonas is going to be the first one. Indeed he is in the meantime. Haber gets dropped. Nisha gets a kill on the clutch. They also astral present in
wow.
the Luna. That was a Luna. That was the highest net worth on the side of Alliance.
A really nice fight there. They just threw the Centaur around, you know, catching the stats, glimpsing him back into it. You had immediately Nisha and Double G focusing on the fight right around the tier 2. And we'll now see how much they can get away with pushing onto the high ground. They've got a bit of time with the heroes out, but they do not take towers that quick.
Dire's bottom tower.
Here's how they're gonna try to force for more. It doesn't look like it. They're playing it safe, playing it careful. They'll wait their time. They'll wait until it comes. They know that one fight can turn this all around. As you said at the start, once Ursa starts falling flat, it could go really fast. A couple of fights is all it takes once Luna starts pushing down towers and she gets in range uninterrupted. So alternate attacks is playing it safe. Take out the shrine on the way and take their shrine on the way as well, and make sure that all their lanes are pushed out once more.
It's good item pickup now for Exotic Deers. He has the Desolator, so a lot of that lacking of tower damage is going to be made up for by that item pickup. Keep the Slardar on the lookout, seeing if you can find anyone. Anyone that could be an easy potential target. Well, the 3 of them they're grouped together. Unlikely he's going to want to go on that.
He's going to be in trouble, actually. No, he's going to be okay. They pick him out.
Yeah, Jonas fan knows that they're around.
He's not got a teleport scroll on.
He should be fine. He's got Blink and Stampede. Once they go away, he knows he'll be okay. Mid lane, their hands can.
Yeah, that's not someone that can go away. That's a fight. That's a dead fight as well.
Yeah, Nisha, thanks to that last fight down at the bottom, he had an absolute ton of money picked up, and does have the Scythe of Vice complete. So with that, and having the Desolator on the Ursa, Alliance could be in real big trouble if they're not able to hold one more fight against ATN.
They don't have the Aegis anymore, though. That just got taken back, so perhaps that is something that ATN wants to wait for. Until they have the Aegis again, until they have the Roshan again. They can just, because they have almost full map control now. Luna was able to push out the bottom lane all the way until to the Radiant jungle. And we did have Centaur also cutting creeps, but he's being very careful with that. But overall, a lot of map control goes away of alternate attacks, and they can basically farm away to their heart's desire and just wait for the next Roshan and get some gold in the meantime.
At least with the Blink Dagger on Disruptor now as well, so they have that much easier way of trying to trap up the Ember Spirit with an instant Static Storm.
Double damage.
He's got his minus up, it's triggering him. He'll use it. Go! Don't worry, there you go. Gets it indeed. In the meantime, Radiant jungle, somehow, that turns into the safest place to farm for the Dire team. Their own jungle is no longer their domain. Again, waiting for that, Roshan. Let's see how long it will take. 1.5 minutes, we'll know.
Radiant's bottom
If
tower
alternate
is
attacks
under
get lucky,
attack.
they want to fight sooner rather than later with that Aegis. the game drags out too long, that
Radiant's
means that
bottom
Luna will get
tower
more
has
farm,
been
it means that
denied.
she'll be more of a threat later on.
Yeah, they're very close to BKB.
Yeah.
Right, this stage, Nisha. Next on his item list is also BKB for the OD.
Same thing goes for Exotic Deer.
Yep.
Like BKB all around.
Very crucial in trying to break the high ground against Alliance. Making sure that their options are minimal in terms of what they can do to bring down these heroes. They also have the physical damage from Loader. But obviously with this new age Emma Spirit magical build, other than that, physical damage is not on the menu really from Alliance's lineup. It's all about having Loader there, able to punch out the damage.
Is under attack.
Nice vision on the bot lane for Alliance. Throwing the ultimate attack on the bot lane. Hello. Centaur, ready to cut the creep wave once again. Ooh, be careful. Oh, he was out just maybe? No, you're not. Another 4-star.
I mean, the Slardar's waiting for Jonas and Fan to cut it. But looks like Jonas and Fan
as well. Exotic Deer is so
yeah,
ready.
they're both waiting there. But it seems like Jonas and Fan was aware because he didn't jump in for that wave.
No, he wants the next one.
He knows that it's likely that they're hunting for him and waiting for a Slardar to pop out. Sorry, a Centaur to pop out.
Do you think if he shows up for this creep wave, is he in time? Or can they get there in time? Slardar is of course very fast.
I don't think they can.
Has a blink.
Jonas and Fan still, he's very scared.
Maybe he knows it is being hunted. Look at this smoke, gang.
They do. I think, yeah, he's realised. They're off the map. They don't see the others. They will now have Nisha coming forward, but they think there's some sort of a trap.
This could be real bad for alternate attacks.
Yeah.
There's no way to teleport. There's no way to get close. And they know the smoke is broken.
They know that they're here
they're
somewhere.
only getting the Slardar. If Exotic Deer gets out alive, that would be already worth it. Crush, blink. He runs. Teleport out by Ursa as well. And indeed, Slardar doesn't make it out, but Exotic Deer living there is crucial. That was a really nice gank coming out from Alliance.
Yeah, they really read the situation well. As we said, you know, they saw alternate attacks not showing on the map. Maybe alternate attacks should have flashed like a few members in the mid lane beforehand, so Alliance wouldn't have made that sort of a mass move to get essentially guaranteed kill, because for Alliance, to them it felt obvious that ATN were looking to set some sort of a trap up for the way that Jonas and Fans were playing. And actually, once again, ATN, they are going to smoke up and make a beeline for this Centaur.
They need to kill the Centaur before pushing. Oh, smoke breaks. Can they get him down? Linked away. For good measure, even though he was very far off, it's just you cannot be sure enough with the Disruptor and the Slardar on the team and the Timbersaw. You're looking for people to be able to chase. Yeah, those people can chase.
And then load up. BKB complete. On his way through the butterfly now is his next item. And once he has the butterfly complete, that could be the time where we start to see Alliance really go for these pushes themselves.
Roshan is available. Is it time for Alliance to contest the Roshan?
They can definitely contest it, but it's a question of if they're going to be aware that it's going on. I mean, they should be. They will have been keeping the timing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they have pretty decent team fight around it. I guess Stampede is still on cooldown, so that's a bit of a put off for them when it comes to considering contesting ATN around the pit. So ATN will get away with this.
Yep.
And Nisha to take the Aegis. Exotic Deer grabs the cheese, and they do have the pushing potential. They with the Deso, with the BKBs. And now Aegis and cheese. This is the perfect time for ATN to go for a push.
Yeah, that does mean that Alliance, they were setting up for perhaps having a little bit of a gank on the top lane, but they were forced to teleport back.
Radiant's top tower
Alternate
is
attacks
under
does
attack.
move towards the bottom lane. Perhaps they just want to make sure they push out the other lanes first, but not sure if they think they can make a move here. Alright, again, Jonas and Fan just wants to make sure.
Radiant's top tower
It's a bit of an odd Stampede, because
Someone was
ATN...
teleporting in. 10% was teleporting in, but he cancelled.
Okay. And ATN can certainly try and use this timing to make something happen.
That was the last teleport as well.
I'm bringing the creep
Radiant's
waves
top tower
around.
is under attack.
Exotic Deer doesn't quite have that BKB. Maybe something that they do want to wait upon. A few more creeps will do it. No, Double G isn't going to let them have them, as he himself racks at the farm in the spawn lane with Bloodstone. Shivas and Aghanim is a very, very big timber saw.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, Nisha.
X up on the Luna. That is something that Loda can't do anything about. He does pop the BKB and he goes back in. That isn't coming out. Not yet, actually. Nope. Nisha has his BKB turned on. Stampede is off on cooldown still. He does have the Aegis, but he's not going to be able to use it at all. He just gets hammered down by Nisha. He gets the kill on the center. Remember now, but Ursa interrupted, and there you go. Ursa is dead, and she's already used. Now Nisha, he is the one with the Aegis. He will make sure that it gets used. In the meantime, Slardar is focusing on building. That's all they want to. Timbersaw, be careful. Jump in from Lynn. A lot of damage. The melee Rex are already dead though. Score. This is your chance to get out. I think you know you got the racks. Run for your life. And that is what everybody does, apart from the two cores who don't get their life, they die. A little bit of a messy fight. A bit weird positioning from Jonas Fan. He just picked up the Aghanim Centaur because he used the Stampede on that top lane just now. He didn't have it up. That could have been a game changer. Also, not killing Luna in the duration of the Hex because OD was the only one focusing her might have been a little bit of. She did end up using the Eclipse that fight as well. Ursa not having the Aegis. I don't know. Would you put Ursa Aegis for Ursa?
I mean, Ursa had the cheese, but
yes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know. They get the racks, but Alliance are going to be able to do quite a bit in response. I mean, it feels like Alternate are so close to being able to do enough to win with this lineup, but it's constantly looking back at Alliance, looking at the fact that Loda has the money for the butterfly if he wishes to complete it.
Yeah, Aegis on cooldown again, and this was a fight with Aegis with cheese that alternate attacks did, and they still trade. They still barely come out ahead, and the only reason they come out ahead is because of those melee racks. But Alliance is a team that doesn't really care too much that one lane of racks is down. They are very capable of taking down the super team.
Yeah, they've got lots of ways to push the waves back out.
As Loda himself once said, you only have to win one fight to win the game in the end. That is especially true when you have the pushing power that Luna brings.
Meant to have this.
ATN ready to push up top. Alliance already well and truly out of that. Jonas Fan on top of the completed Ags. He has himself as well doing very good. Both offlaners having a lot of fun. Not quite nearly as much as that of the Timbersaw, but still having that Ags, and then shortly Refresher at this pace is going to be absolutely huge in these fights and in these holds that Alliance are going to have to pull off to stem this tempo that Alternate are driving the game at.
Yeah.
As Alternate are giving up for another high ground siege by the looks of it in the middle.
No, they have to try. They have to go. If they delay it again too much, Alliance has a lineup that can get out of control, and that is just a risk you cannot take. Unfortunately, though, this time there will be an Aghanim Centaur, and that is so scary. That is basically gonna buy so much time for Alliance. Perhaps they can kill off the Centaur before, but he already teleports himself out of that top lane where he was once again cut to pieces. Oh, they get someone. Hello, Eclipse coming out again. That is Double G already dead because Thor turns on his BKB and tries to sprint away. I'm not sure how successful that's going to be though. He does force people top.
They do get away, but again, it's Alliance, getting the one kill, knocking down the Bloodstone charge on the Timbersaw, having Loda completed Butterfly, 1700 gold, and as soon as they're one man down, ATN, they can't really go for anything in terms of pushing. They have to wait to have the full 5-man lineup to want to try and tackle Alliance. And Alliance themselves, they'll smoke up and see if they can get a good wrap round. 14 seconds until Stampede is back and available. Hands can he get the lead in? Smoke's been popped. Sun on the high ground. Looks like Alliance are spooked.
Yeah,
we'll back away.
Looks back as well. Pudge stuck, but he's gonna just try and teleport out. He is allowed to. He is able to. Oh, that did a lot of damage. That is no Stampede, but there's a buyback available for the center if he really wants to. EGM Already has his grave on cooldown, but we'll be able to make it back after getting hit by that 70 clips.
Well, here's the push. We'll see how much they can get away with. May not be a lot though. Hansken gets the hook.
Double G. We've only got 10 save charges left, or rather bloodstone charges. We'll be dead for a full minute.
Loader did pop a very early BKB there.
The Centaur wasn't forced to buy back for that one.
Now they are holding. This is bad news for ATN. Nisha still, of course, in a fantastic position. He's absolutely huge this game.
Yes.
And he is working towards him, fairly close to having the Bloodthorn to deal with the Butterfly of Loader.
No, they did get the tier 3 towers, so that will be an upside for them when they go pressure mid again, and they will have to again because they are the team to have a little bit of a time limit on them. They are the one that should be pressured to make the move, while Alliance is comfortable defending their high ground. And I say comfortable, they do struggle a little bit here and there, but as long as they hold high ground, they're okay. And they know that if they hold high ground long enough, they will turn this game around.
Absolutely. Can ATN...
We have a 5-link lineup on the side of ultimate attacks.
They do, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Invisibility.
Oh, so mobile. I mean, there's so much chase in that team. We get cut out. Ooh, look at that net worth. That's slightly scary. If Alliance is able to hold their own while already being almost 20k gold behind, imagine what they can do. Their experience is already tipping back as well towards that 0 line. OD is the first one to turn level 25. Got the spell on location on the 25. Timbersaw is soon to be level 25 as well. Go. Very close. Disruptor, poor guy, still unfortunate. Oh, here we go. This member already happening on the Slardar. He still gets the crush off though, and the Pudge is the first one to go with the BKB used. The rest of Alliance used the Stampede to get out, but Pudge could not. He got crushed. With the Stampede on cooldown, perhaps this is something that Ultimate Attacks want to use to try and go high ground, trying to see if they can take down this melee rack. The force stat forward, aggressive force stat. First has to be careful, he's got a BKB available. Save Astral right there, he managed to blink away as well. Here comes the Eclipse, Loda, he's trying to run people down. Nisha's gonna be the first one, there he goes, double kill as the cores drop. The Timbersaw to follow, and the Disruptor is the last one alive. He's able to use his blink to get away as the force staff and blink were not in time there for Jonas and Fan. They don't get the racks. This
really,
could be the beginning of the end for
really great hold from Alliance, and really nicely done from Loader. Played that perfectly, got into the perfect position for the Eclipse, ran them out of the base, and yeah, this is where it gets it's scary for alternate attacks. It seems like the inevitable. Yeah. It's always going to get to the point where they fail a push. Alliance as well. A DD rune's there for Loader. Rocha is there for the taking.
Lucky rune.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that Alliance pretty much was waiting upon happening all at once. And this is, yeah, scarier and scarier for ATN each time they have a failed push like that.
Oh, I actually thought the net worth would drop a little bit more, but I feel like that failed push might have just been the tipping point. You saw how well Loda just turns on his BKB, run at people. Nisha couldn't do anything. Having a Bloodthorn doesn't help him stay alive. He needs to get that initiation from the Slardar and the Timbersaw. The moment that he gets targeted, he just dies. He already had the defensive disruption for the Ursa. Couldn't use it on himself to help him out.
Yeah, now Loader has a Satanic.
Oh,
they've got a Lotus Orb on the Centaur, so ways of keeping Loader alive. Obviously with the backup of EGM as well. Loader is going to be pretty indestructible, and already you just see how at this point of the game, Alliance, they have such a better lineup for going for their own high ground sieges. Once they're up there, the size that Loader is, the support and the heroes that are built around him is just going to make the job of Alliance of breaking that base a million times easier than what Alternate have been trying to utilize so far this game. And alternate, they've got to get the kills really. If they can knock out a couple of Alliance's players, force out the buybacks, get a dieback going, that's when they've got the opportunity. But at this stage, there's no way that alternate attacks can just go for those sort of attempts at a push with Alliance in the shape that they're in, with all 5 members alive.
And you can already see the difference that failed high ground push and the Aegis now also on Loda has on both of the teams. Alliance is very bold, just moving around as 5, looking for engagements, looking for, or daring rather, alternate attacks to go for an engagement. But alternate attacks, they know they can't handle that, so they actually flee their own jungle, now hiding on the top lane, hoping for that one person, which hopefully for them is Limp. The one person to try and push by himself. Maybe that's the person, maybe that's the target they can take down. He does have a Lincoln's, so I'm not sure if the Bloodthorn is going to be doing wonders for them, as Alliance is knocking on the tier 3 towers of alternate attacks for the first time this game.
Yeah, they need to get back alternate attacks. There's no way they can outpush this. They've got to do something to stop this, but see how it kicks off in. He's trying to go in. Oh, he's going to get hooked. That is bad news for the OD. And he does not have buyback. And this is what we're talking about. One mistake like that, and ATN, that could have cost them the game. I mean, not necessarily that one play. As we said, the draft overall was always going to hit this issue.
They just had that time limit, and what are you gonna do? There's a Luna in your base, and she's just allowed to hit Rax. There's a full lane of Rax down, an effigy to boot. Bottom tower, why not? They still have that Aegis as well. They're gonna try to force alternate attacks to fight without their OD. Slardar already in there. Crush comes out, punch, gonna do a lot of damage. It comes up, Stampede as well. Nobody else on the line is gonna die with that Stampede on right now. And alternate attacks is forced back into their base. Let's see if they can make it. They can make it. The Loda, he doesn't care about the skirmish. He doesn't care about kills. He cares about buildings. And he got them. He got both of the Rax bot lane as well. One lane of Rax left. Oi. That is looking very grim for alternate attacks.
It really is. It's, you know, I don't know how alternate attacks can win this game. They need Alliance to mess up.
Yep.
They need Alliance to go for a classic Alliance throw. But as we've seen so far in this
How
qualifiers,
classic are they nowadays?
well, I mean, you know, it's an old classic.
Yeah.
In terms of the performance, these qualifiers, Alliance just have been playing much tighter Dota.
Yeah.
So the chances of that happening this game seem very, very low statistically. As Alliance, 2 sets of Rax taken away from attacks. They just need to get that tier 2 down on the top lane. They're getting bigger and bigger. Loda is now 6k ahead of the OD this matchup in net worth. And buyback status is almost certainly going to be looking pretty good for Alliance as well, I'd imagine. Yep, indeed. 4 heroes with the buyback available. And at the moment, no one on alternate attacks has buyback. Okay, Timbersaw now does. There's a couple of heroes that are a little bit of money away from it. But the overall situation is just not good for alternate.
Timbersaw was doing so well. He's got 4 Bloodstone charges now.
Oh, yeah.
That is so sad. If you compare this to the start of the game, alternate attacks, they were able to basically take every fight, got all the kills, won all their lanes almost. Actually did win all their lanes. Couldn't push fast enough, couldn't take enough advantage, had to wait for some Roshan sometimes.
Loda looking, they're baiting it. Oh, but Loda's actually getting ripped to pieces really quickly. Oh no, the bait was not successful.
Oh, maybe they get
Oh my goodness.
Timbersaw has got his BKB on, the chase is on, and if we've learned anything, it's that alternate attacks is really good at chasing.
I said you got to look out for the Alliance throw. I didn't think they'd do it.
Oh, I'm not sure if that can be considered a throw. That is just alternate attacks playing really well. They are still
Dude, that's definitely a throw. That was, Alliance were planning for that. They put Loda on the front lines. They had the backup on the high ground.
But
they were looking for the bait. They just didn't expect Loda to melt that quickly.
Yeah, and they were maybe expecting it to come on the other side of the river. But alternate attacks was already there. Okay, that is That are buybacks right there.
Yeah, if one of the if Limp goes down again, if they lose one of the cores on a dieback, then ATN can absolutely do it.
They can.
And Alliance,
Middle barracks are under attack.
they'll look back at that moment and say, we messed up. We messed up.
Now let's see. Crush misses. Limp stays for the moment. Luna still has her buyback available. They're still trying to force that out. They kind of want to get that range tracks. Can they force out more? They're very low to that Limp Ember Spirit. No, they're not going to go more. They're going to just back off. The siege creep. Aye, the siege creep gets a range rack, rather. There you go. Still they're behind on racks being down and all that, but every little bit counts. And
that's kind of, that's half of an Alliance threat. You know what I mean? So Alliance is still, they're still fine. The other half would be if Limp dies now with buyback on cooldown.
Alright.
That would be the complete kind of loss of the situation for Alliance. But overall, they're still in a stable enough condition.
Alright.
This game. ATN are still going to have to try and play it, and I hope that they find that crucial piece to the puzzle that could allow ATN to take this game. And a situation where Alliance have the racks advantage, and they do have Loader in the driving seat. This could be the defining moment here. Limp, if he goes down, but they're looking to start the fight, Alliance. Last time that didn't go too great for them.
No, they want to get this timber. They get the chains off the Slardar. He's going in for this one. Gets his member straight away. He has BKB. Will go for it. This is no target. He's already got himself out of there. Pudge is stuck in the kinetic field. Aesthetic Storm. Perhaps they can take that one down, but in comes Jonas Fast Crush. Stampede still available as well, and they will use it to try and save that Pudge. Pudge will lead them. The Slardar does not, and everybody is dropping on the side of alternate attacks. Triple kill for Loda. They're chasing down more than the Disruptor. No hope for him. Buyback already used to the Slardar. OD is able to make it out alive under the safety of a smoke. Should be able to blink out. His boots of travels on cooldown for the moment, but I think he will be A-okay. That was what Alliance needed to make a play on that top lane and try to take the last lane in racks.
Yeah, that's Alliance saying, all right, we gave you a little bit of a chance there with that misplay in the mid lane, and then they're back to pulling out the plays that we've expected to see from them this qualifiers. And again, now ATN is kind of reset. ATN, they are going to have to hope for a throw from scratch from Alliance, but Alliance, as I said, it's looking very unlikely they'll do that. This game, this draft, Alliance should be fine. Unless it all goes down south. Unless they lose Loader that quickly. That really was the real big thing.
Yeah.
If they lose Loader at the start of the fight, so much of their damage output is just gone at this stage. They've got to protect the Luna. And as long as they do that, Alliance should be fine this game.
Okay, so what needs to happen for Alliance to start just marching down top lane? Because they have an Aegis. They have the Aegis on Limp, who doesn't have buyback.
I mean, ideally they get a pick off before it starts off, and Nisha's actually revealing himself down on the bottom lane. He's come out alone. This is some bold play from the OD.
Oh, that was a Sanity Eclipse while the Stampede was active, meaning that it barely scratches Limp.
I mean, that is...
That's no buyback.
That's game losing. That's Nisha out. Buyback is still on cooldown. He bought back for that last failed fight up top.
Yeah, and then he teleported in and he couldn't really get anything done. In the meantime, in the mid lane, the fight's happening there. They're trying to take the fight outside of their base like they should, but Exotic Deer, he's not getting enough damage on. He gets his member and taken down the store. Can't finish off that Ember Spirit, and that looks to be it. There's 2 buybacks available, but just a Disruptor, Timber, and a Nurse that can't really make a lot happen unless something really odd happens.
Yeah, this is it now for Alternate. Alliance have certainly done it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That is a throne under attack. No, well, there's a fortify available. This member still happens. That Timber's off. 5 plus their charges now. Still lives for the moment. So able to take out the Aegis. It's Exotic Deer. Still dying to the loaded on the left. Where's that fortify? Never mind. GG is called Alliance. They do it. They march to victory. And alternate attacks, oh, they gave it their all.
They did, but I think we're seeing why first picking Ursa can be very risky. And Ursa as a hero just
I don't know.
it
They
has
almost
issues.
did it.
They almost
were
did
so
it.
close.
But Alliance, say if this was Alliance, say a month ago, then Alternate would have won that game. But
Yes.
Alliance have definitely seem to be a team that sorted out their issues. They're making very few to little mistakes now when they perform. We saw that one play that didn't go well down mid, but other than that, Alliance had a very clear game plan. The draft was very nice. They had a Luna. Alternate had an Ursa.
Yeah.
That's
where you go wrong.
Yeah, one team is struggling to break the base and win the game. I mean, Ursa's always this fun hero that you pick and you're like, oh, all right, I'm gonna win the lane. I'm gonna get quick time on the blink dagger. I'm gonna jump around. I'm gonna get some solo kills in the mid game. And then suddenly it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? How do I actually win this match? And it just all fell apart for Alternate. And Alliance, of course, as we've already seen, are having a very good run here in the regional qualifiers.
They do.
And that's only going to continue off the back of a performance like that. Loda ending 14, 4 for 10. Very stable performance from himself in terms of the farm. He had a bit of trouble at the start, but he recovered absolutely perfectly. Lim, 6-1-18. We've seen a fair few top Ember Spirit performances from a multitude of players here in the qualifiers. And this one certainly is going to be one for Limp under his belt. But, yeah, as expected, Alliance take the victory. Alternate, as you said, they did give it their all, but it was always going to be very hard with the draft that they had.
Yeah, Alternate still not a single win in the scoreboard. Alliance, they did lose against Elements earlier today, and that brings their total right now in 5-2, if I am correct. I might not be correct. But more Alliance is happening very soon. I would imagine in 2 games time or 1 game's time they will have 1 game break. After that they will go up against 5 Protect 1. No, 4 Protect 5. Close enough. That is how that goes. The next game on this stream is Alternate versus Pro Dota, so stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more games here for the European qualifiers for the Kiev Major. Don't go anywhere.